This video is a response to current criticism I've received since coming out of the closet publicly. If I could turn back time, I would definitely come out a lot sooner. When I came out, I could literally feel the weight of my fake identity, lies, and closeted ideals just evaporating. I felt confident and proud to finally be able to be who I was. I'm still Jason Maloney? Still the same person, but to some people I'm different because of my sexuality. I live in a small Midwestern town where nobody has ever even contemplated, or rather actually attempted, to think outside the box. Due to the lack of acceptance, you can just imagine people's reactions when they found out I was gay. I was even banned from one of my friend's property permanently. Previously, I was like a second child to this family, and they relied on me a lot. But when they found out I was gay, they simply stated, "Jason, we know you're still the same person, and we love the person you were before, but we cannot allow a homosexual to be introduced into our home for religious reasons. I hope you understand." I don't even comprehend how I'm supposed to understand this. Their son happens to be my best friend, and sadly this has weakened our relationship as friends a lot, but as we try to do our best to see each other anyways, it's really hard when you've been banned from your friend's home to keep a good relationship. I wanted to do something a little bit different today, and so I'm going to end this video by enlightening you on a few simple myths about gay people coming from a gay person that I believe are completely false. I found this list and couldn't resist but post a response. Myth 1. Gay men always want to be the center of attention. Because that is obviously true. Fact is, most avoid attention. Hint the word closeted. It is true that a lot of us like to be in theater and do active things, but that's just because we're open-minded and think outside the box. We're willing to do creative roles and be ourselves on stage. It's not because we're gay. Myth 2. Gay men have oral fixation. I did my research in order to effectively refute this point. The oral stage in psychoanalysis, the term is used by Sigmund Freud, actually, to describe his theory of child development during the first 21 months of life. In fact, an infant's pleasure centers are in the mouth. This is the first of Freud's psychological stages. An oral fixation, or oral craving, is a fixation in the oral stage of development manifested by an obsession with stimulating the mouth. First described by Sigmund Freud, who thought infants are naturally and adaptively in an oral stage, but if weaned too early or too late, it will result in a conflict of their stage and develop an oral fixation in later life. These people may constantly hunger for activities involving the mouth. So, I'm guessing by what they're saying is that if you weren't breastfed, or if you were breastfed too long, or if you were breastfed for too short of a period of time, you're going to want to put things in your mouth in later life. I'm not sure what they're saying about gay people. I don't have very many friends who like to do that. I don't really know what they're trying to say. Gay myth 3. Gay men roll like girls. I wear makeup from time to time, but it's mostly just a personal choice of mine. I think that if I like the way I look, it shouldn't matter to anyone else. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not sure what they're trying to say if we try to act like girls, but the fact of the matter is that a lot of us do, but that's just because that's what we like. We like the way makeup looks, and we like to use it. Gay myth 4. Gay men are mama's boys. I know plenty of straight men as well as many girls who fit the mama's boy stereotype. I have one question. What is wrong with having a strong relationship with your mother? I know in my own life I was raised by my single mother, so I do have a tendency to be a mama's boy. But I honestly can't see anything wrong with that. Can you? If you do, post a video response, and I'd love to hear what you have to say. Gay myth 5. Gay men think sports are boring. Roy Simmons was an offensive guard between 1979 and 1983 for the New York Giants and Washington Redskins. He came out on the Donahue Show. He is one of only 3 NFL pros to acknowledge his homosexuality. Australian rugby star Ian Roberts came out in 1995 while still currently at the top of his macho game. He is quoted as saying, "I take offense at the old locker room argument which assumes a man cannot in any circumstance control his urges. Any self-respecting human being can respect the rights and ways of another human being. The idea then that gays can convert or want heterosexual guys is ludicrous. We want to play the game, not the field. What we must see is that this is true with most homosexual athletes. When we look at the fact, I could sit here and read off a pretty lengthy list of gay athletes all over the world, but that would get repetitive and waste a lot of time. Point is, homosexuals are just as good at sports and just as interested as heterosexual men. If you'd like to look up a list, I know there's a pretty lengthy list on Wikipedia.com. Gay myth 6. Gay men are obsessed with fashion. I just want to point out that I'm not going to try to present a non-biased opinion on this, although I myself have a tendency to be obsessed with fashion sometimes. So let's say homosexuals do have a stronger fashion sense. What is wrong with that? I mean, the thing we need to realize is that despite these stereotypes, there is nothing wrong we can even point out about any of them. I do know that some gays consider themselves to be feminine, and others consider themselves to be more macho. But that is just a matter of personal preference and style. Gay myth 7. Gay men love to dance. I guess I do like to dance, but I assure you that there are plenty of gay men who do not. I also assure you that there are plenty of gay men who cannot. Just as many as heterosexual men. Gay myth 8. Gay men are incompetent at running machinery. Now listen here. I've worked for a fast food corporation for almost 4 years now, since I was 15 years old. During that duration, I have had to work on and fix machines on several occasions. I am not going to say that I can use my experience alone to refute this, but I assure you that homosexual men are able to run machinery just as well as heterosexual men. That's completely false. Gay myth 9. Gay men's families are the last to know about their sexuality. Now, in my personal life, my family was the last to know, because I was afraid to tell them because I care about them the most. I have plenty of friends who in their personal lives told their families first, though, so this is really a stupid assumption. Gay myth 10. Gay men are too clean. I appreciate being clean just as much as any other human being. I'm not sure what they mean by saying this. Are they trying to say that men shouldn't shower or shouldn't be concerned with hygiene? I mean, I would prefer not to stink like a sweaty pig, and I'm not sure how being clean is a bad thing. If you can tell me, post a video response just like I said on the other one. Gay myth 11. Gay men lack strong male models. I will agree that sometimes homosexuals are in a situation where they lack a strong male role model for their lives, such as my life, where I grew up having a very, very weak relationship with my father. But what is wrong with a man having a female role model? I know that my role model has always been my mother. She has been through so much and accomplished so much with what she had, that how could I not aspire to be like her? I keep asking myself on every one of these, what is freaking wrong with these myths? Post a video response if you can tell me. Myth 12. Gay men always have a trust girl pal by side. I do have a best girlfriend, but that is just because, wouldn't it be weird if you're at the mall and you see a cute boy, so you turn to your straight guy best friend and you say, "Isn't that boy cute?" And he curtly replies, "No." That would get a little repetitive and boring. I know my friend and I love to go shopping, out to eat, and have fun while hunting for cute boys, and I don't see anything wrong with that. Gay myth 13. Gay men are drama queens. Now listen here. I hate that stereotype. I think that heterosexuals can be just as dramatic as homosexuals. They are just too afraid to express their emotions and to be themselves. That's the simplest explanation I could come up with. Gay men are just a little more open about their feelings. Gay myth 14. Gay men pepper their lives with pop culture references. What is wrong with having a hobby? I know that me and myself, I have no idea of most of these pop culture references that people are referring to. I don't usually have time to keep up with that kind of stuff. I am sure it is a better hobby than some heterosexuals have, though. Just saying. Gay myth 15. Gay men are whiny bitches. I love this last one. I mean, do I even have to respond? We are the whiny bitches, yet you post a list of all the things you think are wrong with gay people? Most of which are incompetent statements, and then you call us whiny? Gay men are too clean. Gay men are drama queens. Gay men think sports are boring. Gay men are whiny bitches. Sounds like a lot of whining to me. Just saying. Maybe you should look in the mirror and think a little bit about what you're saying before you try to post stupid statements like this.